Right. All right, you guys. So it seems like broadcast should be on. All right. All righty. So let's see how it's going on in the browser. Excellent connection. Excellent connection. All right. So we're live. We got excellent connection. Uh, hopefully we got some people coming up. Uh, coming up soon. Uh, let's see how it looks live. Uh, stream. Seems like it's going good. Yo, yo. See how it looks live. All right. All right, you guys. So, so we've been doing some projects recently. We're gonna do another project today. The goal is um that we should well, live chat. Um, data. What the heck? All right. So we're gonna say, "What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody?" Um, guys, doing? You guys doing? All right. So we're going to make. We're gonna go do some air. We're gonna do some more airs today. Um, we are. We started off by making a. We started off by making these errors that we're trying to on purposely cause, right? So what are we gonna do? Um, today we're gonna try to get ChatGPT to, excuse me, to start up to start up a to start up a some errors for us that we can solve. We're probably just gonna do one, with God's help. And the goal is that this error is gonna have to do with servers, right? So it's gonna be one of the first errors probably that it gives us, and we're gonna try to solve it, and we'll see what goes on from there. All right. So because the goal is that we will learn from the errors, and we're trying to how to say make a big reference of all the errors with God's help, as much as we can, and that will make us more smart at if we ever gotta how to say go through the same steps, right? We want to be able to solve our problems with God's help, right? So that's what we're making this reference. Okay, so say you want to learn uh, about servers from errors. So you you want like the the basic errors that by in intentionally causing them to happen and solving them, you will learn as a default very deeply about servers. Um, Perhaps with Python. How would you go about doing this though? It's with Node.js. Doing this though. This is actually a way, excellent way to learn. Error first learning, intentionally triggering and solving errors. Forces you to understand how servers really work under the hood. Below is step by step. Okay, so step one, errors. Okay, so what we're gonna do const HTTP require HTTP. Uh, man. All right, we're just gonna do it with the quick style. We get the error. We got a what's it called? Error function here. So I'm not gonna really pay attention to it. But just gonna do it. All right, so EAD renews basic error setup. Let's try this. Okay. All right, so we're gonna do this error first, and okay, great question. Okay, so node server two. All right. The question is, should we the question is, where is it best to start learning server side programming with um, servers or with like firewall windows? You think? All right, so question, how you start depends on what you really want to master. If you want to build web apps, start with servers. If you really want to get Cybernexus, cybersecurity network expert, start with firewalls. Excuse me. Um, Start with servers, use errors. Okay, so we've kind of done servers before, so just try errors with errors with firewalls. What are the main errors you want to learn with firewall? And if you're using servers also. All right, firewall, curl, localhost, master, how to trigger, Connection refused. Oops. Sorry. All right, so this is what we're gonna try to do. I'm gonna go to this area over here. This is gonna be pretty fun because I think this area is really awesome. That awesome starting place. Curl CTP local host 3000. Okay. Failed to connect. Did not connect the server. Okay. Let's see if the same thing gives if it's in the PowerShell, by the way. To connect to server. All right, it's unable to connect to server. Connection refused. Um, Run a client. Trying to connect to a port where there's no server running, or block the server with the Windows firewall. It teaches how OS de deny connections. Okay. Is same as this is the same as this though. Yes, the error you saw is a real world example of error confused. Your output. So uh how come it gives the output? Maybe if we did localhost over here, it would give us. Maybe this is the cannot refuse to connect. Okay, yeah, this is refused. Node.js browser. How can you run Pro with Node though? Makes sense. Connection refused. All right, so failed to connect. Cannot connect to server. Node. Uh, at test.js. Paste that. Okay. So we're gonna do node test.js. Look at this. The exact same error message, you guys. All right. So how do we fix this error? How do we fix the error? Let's see. Make sure the server is running in the background. Okay, so we're gonna do cat server.js. Oops. Um, Node server. So now we're gonna try loading this. There you go. Look at this. What is this and what's this? Vim server.js. Oh, look at this. Gonna rerun this server again. All right, so today we learned that if you just do curl and you just run this thing, it'll give you a refusal of the error. Um, it'll give you a refuse to connect. Why? We're just trying to connect to a port, an empty port. Um, and we realized that we need to have a server running on that port, you know. So let's see how that code looks real quick. Server. All right, so we have a server that looks like this. Server will listen on this port. Excuse me. Concept. Excuse me. Const HTTP require HTTP server equals HTTP create server response. Server's not running. That's what it outputs. Server listens to port 3000. And so the problem is, seems like firewall didn't block it. So that's why when we do curl localhost this, it doesn't give us any problems. Okay, so let's give it a shot. We're gonna exit. Oops. Okay, we're gonna run the server. Oops. Node server. Okay, it's running. Okay, so it gave us a HTTP requester back. Server's running. All right, you guys. So this is good. Good progress for the day. We were learning today our first error, um, which is the where is it? This is the uh, basic one we're doing, the basic error that we are decided we're going to try to do. Okay, is this one? Yeah. Connection timeout. Sorry. Connection refused. So we on purposely caused the connection refusal today, and next time with God's help we'll do this one. And in here, as you guys remember, with God's help, that the connection gets the connection gets uh, doesn't work because you need a server running on server listening that's being. The question is who's listening. Is it what's being listening? So let's ask that real quick. So what's listening and how come it's called that also? Awesome question. And you're about to unlock a core concept of how servers work. When we say server listen, we mean the server is now actively waiting for connections on port 3000. Excuse me. Imagine a telephone operator sitting by a phone line okay, fine. Server listen, port 3000. Okay, so before it's not listening, that's that's why it gives the connection refused. So if let's ask that real quick. If refused though, oops, sorry, nothing's listening. Why is it called connection refused instead of just no one there or dropped? Because the operating system itself is always present, and when there's no apps listening, is listening on the port. So here's what happens: the connection life cycle, simplified curl. Hello, can someone on port talk? Operating system checks the internal list of opening ports. It finds the process listening, passes the connection to the app. No process listening. The OS sends back a reset packet. Okay, the reset packet is the refusal. Your OS is saying that it received your request, but it refused to connect to you. Oh, interesting. Because no one's available. Okay, so Go failed to connect to port 3000. Connection refused. Okay, so it seems like we get to the contrast with timeout. The OS did nothing. Just dropped the request. Firewall dropped it. Then you get it. Oh, okay. Okay, so with God's help, we'll do this connection timeout in the next video. Today we just did the um, connection refused. Um, so pretty cool. The reason why it's called serverless listening is because it's listening on that port, and if it's not listening on that port, and we send a request to that area, the operating system gives back a connection refused because there's nobody there, nobody's listening, you know. But it gets the request. That's why it gives that error back because it's refused. There's nothing. There's nobody. No apps listening on there for a connection. And it's cool because this is seems like it's the really the beginning. Okay, so hopefully you guys remember how to make this error happen and how to solve it. Okay? Okay. Other than that, wish you guys all the best and a lot of success. Other than that, we'll see you guys with God's help in the next video. All right, you guys. Peace.